On February 27, 2020, the first reported school closed due to a COVID-related incident, and by March 30th, all but one school district had closed down. Nationwide, students were sent to stay at home for months on end, posing a challenge for some families who relied on schools to not only teach but look after their children. Some of those children also relied on school for their first 2 meals of the day, and throughout COVID, still did. Hi, this is Scott, and today we'll be asking the question, how has the change of school meals affected students in the wake of the recent global pandemic? In all seriousness, the pandemic was no joke, claiming an estimated 3.4 million lives and affecting all lives the world over. Today we are going to focus on a very specific group affected by the pandemic: public school students. We will be discussing how nutrition has changed in schools in response to the pandemic and how this change will affect future students and current students. In the wake of the recent global pandemic, legislation has been modified to accommodate public school budgets, causing a lack of nutrition in school meals. Modifications made by the USDA to the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act, or Congress passing the Families First Coronavirus Response Act and reauthorizing the Farm Bill, have aided public schools in continuing their meal programs and hurt school meals' nutritional value. In Alice Waters' news article, Farm Bill should focus on more healthful foods, Waters explains how the Farm Bill needs to be reformed to help balance the current diets of students. For those of you who do not know, the Farm Bill, on a base level, is a bill that subsidizes certain crops to support farmers. This bill encourages farmers to produce more of those crops, which seems okay, until you learn that most school meals are made up of these crops, and that the food produced from them is nutrient deficient and calorie dense, basically meaning they are unhealthy for children. Waters' solution to fixing this Farm Bill is reform. She suggests that the Farm Bill should be focused on subsidizing more high-quality and fresh foods and calls the public to join her in urging Congress to change the bill. This idea of active reform to change past legislation in order to better school meals is necessary for a better future in school meals, although not all steps forward have been in the right direction. During the pandemic, schools throughout the U.S. faced multiple challenges, including the logistical and operational challenges of providing meals to the children remotely. And as a solution to lighten the burden off of schools, the USDA decided to grant waivers to schools, allowing them to reduce the quality of their food, which in turn would increase the quantity. Like I said earlier, this change to previous legislation was created to help lift the financial burden of providing quality food across the city of students. Instead, it ended up directly impacting the food a great majority of students relied on for nutrition. Nutrition that's been shown to be very impactful on how well students perform in school. In a research article by Jennifer Lewis, Kevin Roll, and Patrice Jones, School Nutrition and Reading, an Evaluation Among Kindergarten Students in Alabama, the authors explain, some researchers suggest a positive relationship between nutrition and various cognitive skills for student achievement. Skills like academic performance or social skills have been found to be affected by what nutrition students receive in school. So when federal agencies like the USDA decide to lower the nutrition standards because of a global pandemic, they are also directly affecting what shows up on students' plates, and possibly how well they will perform in school. So, in the event of another pandemic, what should we do to prepare our local schools? Like Waters, I think it is time to take a stand and demand a change. Instead of lowering the nutritional ceiling by changing good legislation, government agencies like the USDA should work to support schools in times of crisis through funding and more nutritional education. I believe that by analyzing what we have done incorrectly in the past in response to the pandemic, we will be able to ensure that our school's nutrition will be secure in the future. And hopefully, when the next pandemic rolls around, students can rest assured that their lunch plates will look the same.